Alright, so we are rocking the trad bow today. And funny story about this setup is I actually made these arrows. These are wood shaft arrows, and I made these originally for deer. But in the process of making them, I actually made them incorrectly. And essentially I fletched them wrong and didn't get the helicals right. They're accurate out to about 15 yards. Anything past that, they're just super inaccurate and they don't fly great. They're even a little wavy here, but with something like squirrels, you know, your setup doesn't have to be perfect. And that's what we're doing today. We're squirrel hunting. So it's September 1st, and we are out here for a squirrel hunt. Now, deer season is open, but the reason I'm not deer hunting is because if I was to shoot a deer, I am not going to have the time to butcher and process one before we leave for Alaska. We're leaving for Alaska tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So hopefully we don't see any deer, because otherwise I'll be wishing I had my other arrows. Squirrel hunting is one of my all-time favorite types of hunting. It's really fun. I love filming it, I love doing it, and I love eating squirrels. So we're going to go try to get a few down today. When I pulled up here, I actually already heard one down below me. And so we're going to head down that way, and we'll do about a mile this way, and it's a camera I have over there on a water hole. We'll grab that camera, check it, and then kind of work our way back. So we'll probably end up doing about 2 miles today. And it's 5:30 right now, and it gets dark at about 8:30, so let's freaking hunt. Somewhere right in here is where I heard that squirrel, so got the bow and the camera all ready, and we're gonna just slip through here and try to find that thing. That squirrel is gonna be somewhere right around here, because we got pine cones being torn apart, and I can see some more on that log, so this is right where that squirrel is. I would bet he's somewhere right here, so I'm gonna set up and wait to hear him again, and then we'll pinpoint him. But he's gotta be somewhere within 50 yards of us right here. Squirrel is somewhere right down there. We're gonna move in. I'm gonna sneak up there and see if we can get a little closer. Should be somewhere right here. Alright, so that squirrel moved up a little bit. It's up this way. And then I just heard another one alarm down below me, so I think it dropped. It went up as it saw me coming down, so I gotta sneak back up there. Alright, so squirrel hunting is tough. But it can also be easy sometimes. And while I'm waiting on this squirrel, I want to talk about my strategy a little bit. The strategy I like to use for squirrel hunting is I will go into prime looking habitat, which is this kind of habitat where it's like thick trees, tall big trees, and then a lot of also small trees, and they need big trees because those are the trees that make cones, and that's what they eat. So they'll often be around these cedars. They'll also often be around these firs. And sure enough, the road's 100 yards up there. I came down, heard this squirrel, and once I get into good looking habitat, I'll wait and I'll just listen. And then their curiosity will get the best of them. If they go up high in a tree, I'll just wait. If they go underground, I'll just wait, and I'll just wait with an arrow nocked. And eventually they'll come out and they'll start looking around, and that's when you can get your shot. And so sometimes you don't get them. Sometimes the squirrel is too smart, and it's either been hunted before, or it knows what's going on and it just doesn't come out. And you gotta move on. And I'm starting to think that this squirrel might be kind of like that, because I saw him once come down this main tree. I first got to here and I heard him down here, and then I moved down there. When I moved down there, he came up and I didn't see him come up. And then he was back up here, just kind of playing me. And I saw him come down at this tree right here. And so I moved back up, but I haven't seen them since. And so they're tough to hunt, and they're one of those animals that's it's kind of underrated, you know, like people think that it's kind of easy, but especially with a bow, I mean, it's tricky. And they're tough to hit too. So I'm going to give this a few more minutes, and then I've heard 3 other squirrels alarm down further below me, and so I think we're going to move on unless this thing shows. So these little bits right here, this is the piece of the pine cone that the squirrel takes off and it gets the nut out from them. And they'll sit up on these stumps like this and just sit up here and eat those pine cones. And there's a couple spots right around here that look like this, so there's another one right there. There's definitely a squirrel somewhere in here. We just gotta wait for it to alarm. And I'm not really sure where it is, but it's somewhere right in this area. So oftentimes when I set up like this, if I'm trying to get a squirrel to come out and show itself, I'll squeak with my lips, kind of like this. And that'll sometimes get them to come out and look, because they'll think it's another squirrel. Hear a squirrel across the little valley. It's about 300 yards on that side, but that's one of the toughest things about squirrel hunting that I found is when you're in the squirrel's core area like we are now, it's very, very tempting to just race off and leave and go to all the other squirrels you hear, because they're a little more hesitant to alarm when you're right close to them. They like to alarm when you're about 100 to 150 yards away. It's very tempting to like run off to all your squirrels, and you can move around a lot, and you can end up messing yourself up by doing that because you never actually commit to one, and you never actually end up getting a shot. And so I don't know what these squirrels' problems are. Like up north where I usually hunt, they're like a lot easier than this. Like it'd be rare that you'd find like 2 squirrels back to back like this that would be this uncooperative. So I don't know if it's just time of year. I don't usually hunt them in September, or if it's just place, but they're a little uncooperative for sure. I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 more minutes here, and then we're gonna keep heading down. It's all about playing that game. Like you can spend a little bit of time there, spend 5-10 minutes sitting there, but don't spend more than like 15, because you'll end up just spending your whole day sitting on a squirrel that's never gonna show. Got a squirrel right up here. We're going in. missed all the times. That was close. Hey, I don't even care that I missed. I just love flinging arrows at squirrels. There's something about it that's so fun. So we got 4 shots off. Missed all of them, clean misses. Close though. I mean, I was close. It's just so tough to hit them and they dodge so easy. We started over there by the car. And I guess I don't necessarily need to be whispering anymore, but we started over there by the car. And we got into a squirrel right off the bat, but really never got him in video and never saw him well. And so I just kept moving and moving and moving and trying to find another squirrel. And I could just not find a squirrel that was willing to play for the life of me. It was like 7 o'clock and I hadn't seen anything. And I was like, I wasn't sure. I was seeing tons of squirrel sign. Like every single one of these little pockets of timber. Like the way this landscape sets up, it's like this big south-facing hill. And there's like all these little rolls. And in each of the bottom of the rolls, there's these like pockets of timber. And that's where the squirrels are. And then on top, it's like the open stuff. And that's where the deer are generally at. But finally got over here. It's like the 7th or 8th roll. And finally heard a squirrel down here. And I heard that one that's alarming first. But then I heard this one closer. And so we just came up right here. I saw him. I was right here. But I didn't want to shoot because I didn't have the camera on him. So I got the camera set up. He ran up here. Eventually came back up, crossed, and I saw him over here. And so got the camera on him, got an arrow knocked, shot felt good. I think it was, I don't remember exactly where the first shot was, but it was just, I mean, it wasn't, I didn't hit him. Adjusted the camera, got another arrow knocked, shot again, missed. Shot a third time, I missed. Got up here, shot again, and that was the shot I felt great about. And so he is up in this tree, and I could wait, but I don't want to. I'm gonna just keep moving. We don't got much time left, and I want to go check that camera. So I'm gonna go try to get on this squirrel real quick because he's talking, and then we're gonna go up to the road, follow the road back, get to the car, and we'll drive around and then check that camera, and we'll call it good. But we could still get this one over here, so it's definitely still game on. But I'm glad we're finally into him. All right, now none of y'all are allowed to make fun of my Subaru in the comments. Anyways. It's just, I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how hot it still is. Why is that window not going down? Are you kidding me? There we go. I mean, it's 7:07 p.m. There's 45 minutes till dark, and it's still 80 degrees. We're gonna drive up here and grab that camera. I'm really excited to see what's on it, and I think there's potential for a nice buck to be on there. But we'll have to see. Cool spot for sure, though. It's great just exploring new country, you know? That's what it's all about. Alaska. That's tomorrow. We're going to hunt moose for 26 days. So, might be a little bit of a posting break. You know, I've been trying to not tell this to Clay, but I think I'm more excited about the pike fishing than I am the moose. I'm very excited for moose, but gosh, some of the pike you can get up there are just massive. And I told Clay, I said, the 2 goals I want to catch at least a 10-pound pike, and I want to film him either stalk a moose or call in a moose to close range. And he said he thinks there's pretty good chances of both those, so fingers crossed. We'll leave tomorrow. I'm thinking about maybe finishing this video off with just giving a little bit of a sneak peek into our travel day tomorrow. We'll have to see. Stick around. You'll see if I end up putting that in there. Alright, I just left all my other gear in the car. Just got the GoPro and the bow. And it's only a couple 100 yards in here in this camera, so gonna run in here, grab this thing, and then we'll check it back at the car. Ravens. Lots of cow sign, but lots of deer sign. Dang. Some nice buck tracks. Check that out, bear track. Look at that, that's a bear hind leg. You can see the toes in there. Alright, so camera was still on. I think it was still positioned enough to where it'll still get whatever was coming. Dang, look at that right there. That's pretty cool. That's a bear track where the bear grabbed into the mud and then slid down a little bit. We're gonna head back to the car, check this camera. All right, we just got back. I'm ready to check this camera. Let's see what's on this thing. Got 438 pictures, which is a lot less than I thought, considering I think there's gonna be a lot of cattle on there. All right, let's see. There's me coming in. There's that bull moose. It's a nice bull. That don't make any sense. I got a feeling this camera is not showing me all the photos because they just end on August 10th, and that was 3 weeks ago. So I think we're gonna get back, and I'm gonna check this again on the computer. So we'll see at home. So I got home, I checked that camera, and unfortunately the battery had actually died on the last photo, which was that bull moose. So we didn't get any other photos. I know that there was bears in front of that camera because we saw the tracks, but didn't get that on camera. So that's okay, but it's off to Alaska now.
Before we depart, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft.
All right, so yeah, we're actually in Alaska right now. Today is September 29th, and Clay and I have had a wild month hunting up here in Alaska. We've been here for a whole month, and it's been a wild one. I'm not giving away any spoilers on whether we got any moose or not, but we experienced a lot. We learned a lot. I learned a lot, and it's been an absolute blast. So right now, I am just doing a little bit of editing. Tomorrow morning, we hop on a plane that will take us to Anchorage, and then from there we'll fly back to Idaho. So got a lot of travel coming up in the next few days, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed getting out and chasing some squirrels. They're a lot of fun to hunt. But in the meantime, I'm going to put Clay's channel right here and my channel right here. Clay will have some awesome Alaska content coming out very soon. I'm actually working on his Alaska moose hunt as we speak, and so that video will be coming out as well. He already has an Alaska fishing video out. You might see me in there a little bit. Not too much though, but anyways, yeah, a lot of content coming on Clay's channel. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, have a great fall. Love you all. We'll see you in the next one.